Guess who's doing the third Blu-ray collection of Vincent Price? Me. Yes, that's right. I'm going all the way in. I'm doing 17 of the 18 movies, and no one can stop me. Yes, to see an amazing return to truly one of the great actors who plays delightfully over-the-top villains, and I love it. Of course, the one, the only, Vincent Price himself in an adaptation. Master of the world. Let us take arguably one of the most prolific sci-fi writers of the 19th and 20th century, Jules Verne, and let's combine two of his novels, Roger the Explorer and Master of the World, I think it was. Let us get Vincent Price to star in a flying adventure that is so deliciously fun and character driven. But of course, even though it was made for $1 million for American International Pictures, it's still pretty cheap. But the cheapness works, and you just gotta love this movie. I did. I was like, oh, I know. Let's get pre-mustache Charles Bronson. Okay? Let's get a guy named Henry Hull, or whoever that is. And let us have two other characters whose names elude me at this point. Let's have them just be taken captive above a ship. This flying ship in the 1860s. And figure out what is the best way how to get aircraft going. It's like, okay, then lo and behold, here comes this anti-hero who is trying to help stop all wars, like all conflicts happening by, what was that? Peace through superior firepower, I think. What was a song by some metal band? I forgot what. Yes, this was indeed for the time, a 1961 movie that is pretty good. The tone of it is half, how do I describe this? Half, it's a couple of, there's some explosions of some Navy fleets and stuff like that, and I think like maybe like one beach gets a little bit of flame on it, but that's about it. It's like, this movie is like a PG, I would say. Yeah, it's not rated, but yeah, just to be able to see this on Blu-ray with just how great it is. It's just so amazing. But yeah, definitely when they're on the ship, it's like, alright, there's some things that work here, and some things that, will detract from it. So let's go over that. One, the sets are nice. It's like, let's have a chain link fence around the ship. Let's have this let's have this airship look incredible, like something out of Final Fantasy. But this would be steampunk at its finest. And I'm like, oh yes, I like to see this. I like to see the inside look regal. It's like, let's even have where the, where is that? The wheel look great. Let's have the captain's quarters look pretty cool. It's like, okay, I like the sets that they're going on here. When they're outside, yes, with the chain link fence. It's a little, cheap, but it's, then again, you don't exactly want to fall off a deck at 2,000 feet in the air. You'll be completely long before you splatter upon the ground. Yeah, the characters here are great. This with pre-mustache, yes, hey, it's me, Charles Bronson. Yeah, he's fine. He is fine. But one of the producers did say he felt like Bronson was miscast, and I agree. But yeah, it's like, there's this old guy who is manufactures arms. What was that? Prudence Arms or something like that. Along with his daughter and some other person named Mr. Evans, who the daughter is set to marry. And it's like, we get to see the conflict in them. They're one, trying to figure out how they can survive. Two, what can they do to eliminate the albatross that they are on? And 3, not exactly mutiny, but when John Stroh, Bronson's character, plays in the ship, it's, yeah. Wondering, is he really teaming with them, or is he just trying to, figure out a plan how that they can eliminate the ship? So, there's that. There's enough humor in this that the Elder Prudence has of saying, everyone quiet, while he's all making noise, banging on a gavel, banging on the little gavel, thingy, the bass, I think it's called, which is pretty funny. And he's acting, and this person who portrays him, Henry Hall, is so over the top and funny, not refusing to change into the crew's uniforms. It just generally being, I guess, obstinate is the word. I'm like, yes, I do like that. This is funny. The other two are there. I guess they're fine, but yeah. It's really those two that manage the ship. But of course, and there's also a French chef who loves complaining that I wish that Rogal would let me know when he's about to do something, because every time it's like I'm just working here, and then suddenly pots and pans hit me on the head, and then there's an explosion of some type of food prep or something like that. So that was very funny. So you get a couple of very funny scenes with him. And of course, Vincent Price is devilishly delightful, and I like it. He is he's not a villain. He is not a villain. He is a misguided anti-hero. Yes, he has some, yes, he does want to achieve world peace, but when it's done in the usual way of demonstrating it through superior firepower, it's like, yep, that's a trope that we've seen as old as time. But at the same time, when Vincent has a beard, which I was surprised by, not just even his mustache, but an actual, like, full-fledged beard, that was very interesting to see. And I'm like, okay then, I like that. So all this works. It's like the concept of what they're, but yeah, the bad here, it's like, obviously this is cheap. They use, I think AIP used footage of movies that they already had. One from 1939, when the British Admiral fleet gets destroyed, and then I think for a climax when they're going over a desert in the third act, it's repeated footage. You could tell it because it's black and white. It's superimposed, and it just doesn't hamper the enjoyment. But you can tell that this was made, even though for $1 million. I think maybe a third of it was used to acquire the movie rights or whatever from the other movies. So who knows? I'm gonna be wrong. Those two are AIP pictures. Who knows? But yeah, the limited sets, it does feel like not much is happening, but when the dialogue and the other characters come in and they have fun, you can overlook it. That's what I've noticed. It's like you can overlook some of the flaws if it's entertaining enough. That's the big thing. And yes, in my opinion, this movie is entertaining enough to where, you'll be like, oh, you know what, this is pretty good. I like it. Yeah. So this, yeah, what was his name? Jack Damon from the Pit and the Pendulum was supposed to star in, but for whatever reason, they just canceled his involvement with the movie, and I'm like, yeah, he's probably going to play a boring Mr. Evans, so I'm like, yeah, whatever, whoop-de-doo, who cares? So, I don't know, this one's like, obviously, because it's taken from the Jules Verne, a couple of his novels or whatever, it's like, yeah, I can see that. This movie is, so, like I said, it's a good, fun time that you have. It's a delightful movie. The characters are what drive this, and just the grandiose concept. Whereas Around the World in 80 Days was more about a person. What was that, like a personal movie about like trying to just, what was that, like countries with the most superior technological stuff or something like that. I don't know, but whatever. We're at least going to mention him. But yeah, when you get the chance, if you want a good, delightful time, watch Master. of the world.